this with me. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you secretly peek at your partner's computer or cell phone? We are here to talk about this with Dr. Karyn Gordon. I think it's a good topic.
I think it's very interesting.
There's so much technology everywhere. We've all got it, and there's so many ways to communicate with people that is happening through technology. So we thought we would talk about this because, quite frankly, a lot of partners are going through their spouses or their partner's information. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What did you find out from our audience?
So we did a little survey with our gorgeous audience here to find out what do they think. First of all, so two questions. Number one, do they think it's okay to snoop? So 38% said no.
Okay.
Okay. 33% said yes, and 29% said sometimes.
Right.
Okay.
Maybe depending on the situation.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, so that's almost like their value. The second part, though, is do you snoop?
Yeah.
Okay, so people can have like a value, and then what they do is totally different, and apparently that's our audience. So, do you snoop? No said 66%.
Okay.
Yes at 17%, and sometimes said 17% as well.
All right.
So there's a gap between most people say no, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do.
Right. That sounds like real life.
That sounds like
me,
real life.
right?
So that actually seemed like, yeah, that seems realistic.
Okay, well, what do you think? I mean, is there a such thing as healthy snooping when it's your partner? Because I think, you know, as a mom, I will be snooping into, and I know you've said don't do it on the show before, but when it comes to my kids, I'm sure I'll be snooping. When they're old enough to have their private information, I want to know what's going on.
Right.
I want to see, you know, the pictures on Facebook. I want to make sure nothing untoward is happening. With a partner, you know, I'm not so sure. So what do you think?
Okay, so what I think is there can be snooping that's healthy and snooping that's unhealthy.
Okay. So there is healthy snooping.
Yes, you can have healthy snooping. So how I describe it is any relationship, whether it's a parent and a child or a husband and a wife, trust has to be the foundation. If you don't have that trust, everything else is kind of really shaky. So unhealthy snooping, I would actually say, is when a person is actually doing, and most people do it because they feel out of control, they feel powerless, they're sensing something, they don't have information, so they're going to snoop to kind of get information.
Right.
So they're feeling a sense of distress. They either feel a distress with themselves or actually with their partner. And actually I find it a lot of times happening in relationships. If a person, let's say, has been cheated on in a previous relationship and they're now taking that baggage into the next relationship, the next person might be totally trustworthy, but because of their past, they're unsettled, and therefore they're going to snoop to try to get kind of information. So that's what I would call unhealthy snooping.
Okay.
So it's unhealthy because it's basically saying that something is off. Something is off either with the relationship or with the one person or the other person. So that's what I would say is unhealthy. Healthy snooping, though, and a lot of people don't realize that you can actually have healthy snooping.
Okay.
Healthy snooping is when, let's say, and I've done this with certain couples, if one of the people in the couple is trying to break a certain habit. So let's say they're trying to stop a habit with pornography or gambling or shopping. They're trying to break it. They give permission to their spouse to say, I want you occasionally to check up on me. As an accountability.
So you have to have permission for healthy snooping. I'm never going to get that from my kids.
Yes. Well, and you know what's
Every
interesting?
once in a while, just take my password and get into my phone and check out my text messages. Yeah, it's never going to happen.
Right.
Which means it would be unhealthy.
It would be
snooping.
unhealthy, but you can, and we've talked about this before with technology too. Because I really do think it's important for parents to be checking up on with what your kids are doing. But the key thing is you want to let your kids know we're going to be doing it occasionally.
Right.
It's occasionally. So that's what I call healthy snooping. It's kind of like you're checking in. It's almost like kind of creating, making sure that people are doing with what they're actually saying that they're doing, but you're letting people know. So now you are still maintaining that sense of trust as your foundation.
Yeah.
There's no secrets, but it actually helps people in terms of their own decision making. So it's actually really, really healthy.
Transparency is an important,
very important
thing.
Yes.
So for healthy snooping to happen, there has to be some degree of permission.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Now, we actually spoke with someone in our audience.
Yes.
Who, you know, I love you guys because I love that you're honest with us when
So
you
honest,
ask
especially with this
like
topic.
This. Yeah, it's great. And why not be honest? Hey, if you're a snoop, you're a snoop. So let's talk to Mariana for a second. So Mariana, looking all sweet in her cute little dress. Do you snoop from time to time, sweetheart?
I'm just a natural snooper. I'm just curious.
I love that. Natural snooper. I've never heard that term before.
I have to be honest. I'm just going to put it out there. I can't help it. I'm just curious. I'm not looking for anything, not to be malicious, not to find out anything that I'm suspicious of, but just to check things out. And I'm actually here with my roommate from university who's like, I never knew that about you, Mariana. I've known her for 21 years. I had no idea.
Yeah, she went through
I
your
don't know
stuff.
what she found out. I have no idea.
It's okay.
It's just fun. I'm actually trying to keep myself not from snooping right now because I'm turning 40 this month, and I know my husband is making plans and doing stuff on the email, so I'm just staying away because I don't want to blow anything.
You don't want to ruin it for yourself. Now, is he aware? Is your husband aware at all of your
sure.
natural
We know each other's
snooping
passwords.
tendencies?
Yes.
Okay.
He knows
So,
I'm nosy.
so there's no secrets around
No
that. It's kind of like,
secrets.
so that's interesting. Now,
Yeah.
what was really funny is when I was actually talking to her roommate, and I'm asking her about her history with snooping, and the roommate's like, what? I didn't know that happened. So like she's like, so you've looked at my drawers and my bathroom? She's like, yeah. So
And Mariana, you haven't been in a relationship where you were cheated on or anything like that. You
No.
just snoop for snoop's sake.
No, just pure curiosity.
Just curiosity.
My parents used to
Curiosity.
tell me when I was a kid, I used to always be asking what, where,
Yeah.
when, and always want to know. So, just curious.
So how do we rate this one then? I mean,
this
I guess,
one, yeah,
I guess
how do we rate this one? I love it. It's
The
almost like you have to be like your own kind of category.
I would say your relationship with your husband, that's healthy snooping.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he sort of knows and he expects it and he's like, meh, whatever.
Oh, he knows. And sometimes when
Right.
it comes to, celebration times, he's like, babe, don't look. Don't
Right,
try.
right.
But I'm like, well, if you
knows
leave
it's
the
like-
receipt right on the table, am I supposed to not look at it?
So
Seriously.
this is to me, this is an interesting case, right?
Yeah.
Because, and I was asking her when we were talking, I'm like, so just out of curious, was Curious George like your favorite book? And it was. Like, it's like that person that just kind of is curious, right?
Yeah.
There's curiosity.
not
So to me, I
malicious.
would actually say, yeah, it's not malicious. I would kind of say this is under the umbrella of healthy snooping because her husband is aware of it.
Yeah.
The danger, though, is are other people not aware of it. So,
Yeah.
if I said to her, I said, if I invite you to my home, are you going to be kind of looking in my bathroom cupboard?
Yeah.
Right? Are you that kind of person? So I don't know how I feel about that, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like you have to kind of let everybody know when
For
you meet
sure.
them that
I'm
this
going
is,
through your
I'm going to be
stuff.
going through your stuff.
But thank
Little
you. Please
FYI.
invite me over.
All right.
Thank you, Mariana. Love it. All right, let's go to break. We've got more coming up. Thank you, Dr. Karyn Gordon.
Stay with us.